Hello everybody. Using the subtitles on Netflix is a great way to help you towards learning your language. And if you've got the extension that goes with it, which is called Learning Languages with Netflix, you can make your subtitles really work for you. So whether you're a beginner or intermediate level, I'm going to show you how you can get the most out of using subtitles on Netflix. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already enabled the extension, which I'm going to call LLN from now on, because learning languages with Netflix is a bit of a mouthful, there's a link to that down below. And if you haven't already seen my earlier videos about Netflix and you're a beginner, I recommend you have a look here at the playlist. There's a list of other videos available that you can look at. So this video is dedicated just to subtitles and how they work on Netflix. So this is what the screen looks like with the language learning with Netflix extension turned on. By the way, I'm going to call the extension LLN from now on because it's less of a mouthful. So you get your subtitles along the bottom and you have obviously two sets of subtitles. So you can choose your subtitles from this menu here. So you have a little bubble caption thing and it tells you all the subtitles available. So we're watching this in Mandarin and that's the original language. And then you can change your subtitles up here. So I've got simplified Chinese subtitles, and then it assumes that you want to have the second language as your default language. So you can change all this in LLN settings here. So if I click on this, and you'll see that there's a pull down menu here with Netflix audio language. So we've got that set to Chinese simplified. These other languages will be dubbed or voiced over, as mentioned in a previous video. And then you can have your Netflix subtitle language. So we've got Chinese because we want to read along with the dialogue. And then the translation language down here is English. So Netflix explain that they prefer machine translations to human translations. So on some of the subtitle options, you'll see machine translation, which they reckon is more accurate, and the human translation can sometimes be incorrect. So you have to be careful with some of the subtitles. So that's how you choose your subtitles. Also on this panel, you can change your subtitle appearance. So scrolling down here, you'll see you have font size. So if you're visually impaired or you need extra large subtitles, we can change that. And straight away it changes. So we'll have a look, see what that's like. So you can see it's a bit bigger there. You can also change some of the appearance. So you can have subtitles below the video, or you can change the list view of the subtitles. Also, when you hover the mouse over the subtitles, the film stops. So at the moment I've paused the film, so that but when we move the film on in a minute, you'll be able to see how that works with that. You can click on this button here, which is to automatically pause the playback at the end of every subtitle. So that way, if you're learning a language and you're more of a beginner, you might want to study each sentence if you're studying it that way. If you're just listening to something, then you don't need to have that switched on. You can always go back and have a look at the subtitles. In fact, you can download the whole lot here. So if you click on this print button, it will open up a new tab for you, and you can see the whole transcript is here. So this is really good. You can work with this and use this how you want. What I tried to do was select the whole thing and copy it and paste it into an Excel document, and then from that you can make flashcards. So that's quite useful. So the scrolling subtitles on the right are the ongoing dialogue here. So if you've missed something and you think, hang on a minute, you can click back and look at the previous sentence or a few sentences ago. Now with this, if you scroll the mouse across and you get your translation here, if you click on it, a dictionary comes up and you get a machine voiceover. So, 比较, can you hear that? And it gives you a few different dictionary definitions. So this star that appears at the bottom of the subtitle means that you can save the subtitles, but you have to pay extra for this because it's an upgrade. So I'll click on it and we'll see what happens. So Learning Language with Netflix has a Pro feature, and the Pro mode enables extra features like machine translations, and you can save words and phrases, and it costs £4.45 a month. So I'm not going to pay this at the moment because I have enough to be going on with, but I think it would be something useful that you could use to enhance your language learning. So you could use this save feature to save certain phrases that you want to learn, because it could be a bit overwhelming having this whole transcript of the whole episode. Another good feature of this is that you can look at the words. So these are all the words that are used in this transcript, and it breaks them down into levels. So with Chinese, obviously every word is a character or a couple of characters together, and all these ones here are the most common Chinese characters. So I know de is actually, it's like the in English, it's the most common character. So for me, this was really good looking through this because I actually know, I recognise all of these characters on the screen here, and down to this one as well. So as you can see here, you have about 7 levels, I think. And this is the same, not just for Chinese, this is for every language. You can also slow the film down if you want to. So there's a speed button here. And if you're having trouble understanding, then you can slow the film down to half speed or 3/4 of the speed. You can also speed it up if you want to. You can have a full screen, but if you've still got the language learning Netflix extension enabled, then you'll still have your dialogue on the right hand side. What you could do is if you disable this, then you'll have a full screen, but you'll still have your function buttons down the bottom here. So this is what it looks like in action with the subtitles. So if I put the mouse over, it pauses the film just like it would with the AP function on the right hand side, and you can pause and look at the subtitles. I can scroll up here and slip back if I want to. So at the moment we're on the pointer where the blue one is. That's the current subtitle. So if I want to go back, say to the last one, I'll just double click on this, and then I can pause it by clicking the mouse here. And if I want to look at any of the dictionary terms, I can bring them up here. 斜坡, so I don't know that. So that's something, I could learn. I could make a flashcard from this and do something with it. So I'm just going to change the speed so you can see what it sounds like with it slowed down to half speed. So to me that doesn't sound very natural because it's slowed down at half speed, but it's ideal if you're a beginner in the language and you want to listen to every single word, go over it a second time. So what I did with this particular series, because my Mandarin is probably, I don't know, like A2 level maybe, A1, A2, I'm not sure. But when I first watched the first episode of this series, I watched it without any subtitles at all, and to see how much I could understand. And I understood some of it, but not too much. And then I watched it again with Mandarin subtitles without the English. And then I watched it again with English. And I found that quite helpful because it kind of gave me a kind of idea of where I was with my Mandarin. You can do all sorts of things with this. You can disable features, you can enable them again, or you can simply just have it playing in the background and enjoy the program itself. So I hope you've got something out of this video, and I hope that this helps you with your language learning journey. I know I'm only new to Netflix, actually. I've only had it for about 2 months, but already I've found it's actually helped me improve my language slightly, especially with the Spanish. So I'd be interested to hear from you. What have you been watching on Netflix, and can you recommend any TV series or films that you found effective that helps you in your language learning journey? Speak to you soon. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.